Welcome to Lesson 10, problem number 5. And today we are once again applying algebra skills to real-world examples. So I assume you already read through the problem, and so let's just jump right into 5A. The stock price is $47 after 5 weeks. So what we are going to do is we are going to write this equation by coming up with 2 points, just like we've been doing in this lesson so far. So we know that the dependent variable is the price, and it's based on the independent variable, which is the number of weeks. So I'm going to say the x coordinate is 5, that's the input, and the output is 47 or $47, because that's the output. The other point we have is x is 20, and y is 152. So what we can do now is we can figure out what the slope is of this situation, which is really going to be a linear equation. And we know that, by the way, because they had told us it can be modeled with a linear equation. So the slope, I'm going to roll right through this because we've been doing this, 152, y2 minus y1 over 40, minus 47 over 20 minus 5. Sorry, I'm jumping too quickly to the answers. So the numerator is 105 and the denominator is 15. Try not to use a calculator for this, but if you know that 30 is 15 times 2, then let's see if this makes sense. 15 times 6 would be 90. So we know that then 15 goes into 105 7 times. But if that was a little tricky, feel free to do it by long division. Feel free to do, some paper and pencil checks, or if needed, use your calculator. Okay, so now let's convert this. Let's first write the equation. And the first thing they said was in point slope form. I'm going to pick one of the 2 points. You could pick either point, doesn't make a bit of difference. I'm going to pick the first one because they're smaller numbers. So my equation for part A is y minus 47 equals 7 times x minus 5. Excuse me, I said x minus, but wrote x plus. So let's go back. That's x minus 5. Okay, so now I'm going to convert this to slope-intercept form by saying y equals, I know that that 47 is going to get moved to the other side as a plus 47. So I have y equals 7x, and then I have a minus 35 plus 47, and I'm doing a little mental math here just to keep your video a little shorter, but it's going to be 7x plus 12. Okay, so it says here, identify the y-intercept and explain what it represents. So the y-intercept is at 0, 12, because we know this, the b, y equals mx plus b, the b is the y-intercept. And what that means is that at time 0, the price, which is again the dependent, and this is the number of weeks, the dependent variable is the price, and that was 12. So this is right here at 12 at 0 weeks. So this is when the weeks were 0. So what that point represents is it means that the IPO price at 0 weeks was $12. Not a bad stock. Okay, it's gone up a lot. Okay, so there's our IPO price. That's what that 12 means. Then it says identify the slope and explain what it represents. Changing colors here. The slope is 7. So that slope, which we're going to abbreviate M, is equal to 7. And what the slope means, we know it's really 7 over 1. And we know that slope is, slope in general means the rise over the run, meaning the change in y, so it's the change in the y over the change in the x. So in this case, a slope of 7 means that for every 1 week of time, because that's the denominator, it's really 7 over 1, for every 1 week of time, the stock price, I'm just going to put down the price, meaning the price of the stock goes up by $7. And that's what the slope means. Every week that goes by, our stock price went up by $7. Okay, great job. See you next time.